In this equation, it looks like we're going to go ahead and solve for this variable m that we're not sure what its value is right now. So it looks like 15 minus 8 times m gives us 79. Well, okay. So in an effort to get this m all by itself, let's go ahead and start by looking at the two terms we have over here. So we have this 15 and we're subtracting the 8m. So it looks like let's go ahead and get rid of this 15 term first in an effort to get this m kind of by itself. All right, so right now this 15 is positive. There's no sign in front of it saying it's negative, so I understand it to be positive. So what then is the inverse of a positive 15? Well, a negative 15. So we're going to go ahead and start by subtracting 15 from both sides of the equation. And I can do that using what we call the subtraction property of equality, which says if we subtract a value from one side, we need to do it from the other side of the equation to keep everything nice and equal. And we see that the plus 15 and the minus 15 are going to cancel. So what we have left on the left side is negative 8m, and that equals, and before I go on, I'm going to say something. I've seen a lot of students, when they have this subtraction here in the middle between some number and some term, when they bring the 8m down, for some reason this negative gets dropped off. We cannot drop it off. He matters and he needs to come along for the ride. He needs to be there, okay? So we have the negative 8m equals, and then we have 79 minus 15 will be 64. Okay, so we have negative 8 times our number m equals 64. So let's go ahead and do the opposite of multiplication, which is going to be division. So we'll divide both sides of the equation by negative 8 to finish isolating or getting that m all by itself. And so we're using here the division property of equality, which, states that if we divide one side of the equation by a number, we need to divide the other side as well. Okay, so what we see here then is m all by itself on the left, and my right side is going to be a positive 64 divided by a negative 8. So I know a positive divided by a negative will give me a negative, and then 64 divided by 8 is indeed 8. All right, so m equals negative 8. Let's go ahead and plug it back in just to kind of make sure. So we have 15 minus 8 times negative 8. Well, negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. 15 plus 64 is indeed our 79. All right, so this was made possible by using the subtraction property of equality first, and then simplifying, and then the division property of equality and simplifying. So we see in this example that the value for a variable m is negative 8.